Okay. Are you a college student?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the name of the dean?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to sit down. I want you to write a letter and ask for a refund. You're wasting your money. Okay. Now let's take a look at the word atheist. Okay. This is from the Black's Law Dictionary, free online legal dictionary. What is an atheist? One who does not believe in the existence of God. Okay. Now we're going to go to Collins Dictionary. All right. Okay. Atheism is the belief that there is no God. Now we're going to go to dictionary.com. The doctrine or belief there is no God. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the legal dictionary at thefreedictionary.com. Okay. This is the legal dictionary at thefreedictionary.com. Okay. An atheist, one who denies the existence of God.
Aren't there multiple definitions
I'm reading them. Okay.
of for
I'm going through all of the major available online reference works. I could also include dictionaries and encyclopedias of philosophy as well to prove my point. So I'm going to continue. Okay. Let's see now.
multiple definitions for the same word on the same website?
No, I'm reading from reference works, dictionaries. Okay. Now, here's some Merriam Webster. An atheist is a person who does not believe in the existence of a God or any gods.
And then
Now
keep
I'm going
going
to now
there?
I'm going to here
Of
is the Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay. Atheism in general is the critique and the denial of metaphysical beliefs in God or spiritual beings. Atheism is to be distinguished from agnosticism, which leaves open the question of God. Now, you know who wrote the entry for this in the Encyclopedia Britannica? Kai Nielsen. Okay. I don't know if he's still alive, but he was a professor of philosophy and a well known regular atheist author. I'm going to continue. This is the Macmillan Dictionary. Okay. Atheism, the belief or theory that God does not exist. Now we're going to go to vocabulary.com. Atheism, the doctrine or belief there is no God. We're going to go to Cambridge English Dictionary. Okay. Atheism. Okay. Let me scroll down. Atheism, the belief that God does not exist. Now we're going to go to the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. Okay. Atheism, lack of belief in the existence of God. So
wait,
now what we have here is in this learner's dictionary is simply this is what we call dumbed down definitions. Okay. So what they're doing now is they're now representing atheism as an ambiguity. To say you lack belief in God is an ambiguity. Okay. The purpose of words is to provide for precision so that we can communicate one concept to another person. The moment we start to introduce ambiguity or equivocation, this is a breakdown in a communication. So we do have lack of belief in here, but what we are seeing here is a pattern of online reference works where atheism is the denial of God. And by the way, the denial of the existence of God also constitutes a lack of belief in God. Okay, I'll continue reading. This is the Oxford English Dictionary from 2020. Okay, atheism is the denial in, the disbelief in, and the denial of the existence of God. Okay, now uh, I'll skip the Urban Dictionary because people just make stuff there all the time. We're going to go to the Oxford English Dictionary. Okay, disbelief and denial of the existence of God. Basically, the same definition from the other source. Okay. All right. I already read from them. Let me see. Did I read? Okay. I already read from the Macmillan. I don't want to read from that again. I could read more if you want. And I could actually go to encyclopedias of philosophy and dictionaries of philosophy. To include atheism as a lack of belief is simply to report that there is a minority reference to that. Okay. But in widespread English usage, atheism denotes and designates the denial of God. The definition that atheism is a lack of belief is an introduction of a new definition that is relatively new simply for the purpose of introducing ambiguity and equivocation. Now I'm done with my rant. You're free to comment or rebut.
Okay, so when you read the definition for Merriam-Webster, you took part of the definition out.
Let me go back to my.
You said it was a strong disbelief in the existence of a god or any gods, and then I linked it, and then you started talking about the lack of belief because you took that part out.
Okay, well, I'm reading, I have two copies here. One source of the Merriam Webster says a person who does not believe in God. Another source, Webster, I mean, your source, it says a lack of belief. Okay, a lack of belief is ambiguous. Okay, does somebody who denies the existence of God lack belief in God?
Um,
Yes, they do.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you a simple question, and I want you to answer it within 3 seconds. It's a
Oh, why 3
no-brainer.
seconds?
Okay. Why? Because I don't want you to filibuster. Okay. You ready for your question?
What about 5 seconds?
No, you got 3 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
What is the only singular word in the English language that is used widespread throughout the English speaking world, which designates the denial of God? What is that word?
Atheism.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so these online atheists who are trying to say, well, atheism is not, it's not the denial of God, it's the lack of belief. This is a bastardization of the English language to foist the idea that atheists are undecided and neutral. It is deception.
Well,
Do you know
atheism
do
does
you know who Jeffrey do you know who
does
Jeffrey J. Louder is?
atheism does hold that meaning, but it also holds other meanings.
No, no, you're not understanding. The only people on this planet, on terra firma, who are holding that atheism is just a lack of belief that does not constitute the denial of God. The only people that are saying that are online atheists. Okay? So the point is this: why are they selecting a word that historically and in widespread usage denotes the positive denial of God? Why are they putting that on themselves as a label while they're just saying, but I'm not denying God? What if I told you, let's say I was, what if somebody were to call themselves a serial lady killer, right? They're a serial lady killer. But what they meant by that is that they want to kill off mistreatment of ladies, right? You would say this is a bastardization of language. By the way, are you an atheist?
Yeah, I talked to you yesterday.
Okay, yeah. So atheism is the indirect, the direct or the indirect denial of God. The attempt to say that atheism is the lack of belief in God. What does that mean? You know, Christopher Hitchens tried this with Craig William Lane, right? There are three positions, okay, under this idea of non-theism. Classical atheism, the denial of God. Two, being undecided, being non-committal either way, or you're a verificationist, and you think that the word God doesn't mean anything. So, which of those three categories do you pick?
I wasn't listening. I don't know you're talking to
Atheism.
me.
If you try to represent atheism as a kind of non-theism, right? That's an umbrella term. A lack of belief is an umbrella descriptor, because within a lack of belief, you could have somebody who outright denies the existence of God. You could have somebody who is attempting to be neutral and is indecisive either way. And you could have somebody who's a verificationist who thinks that the very word God just doesn't mean anything until it's instantiated in the physical world. So, which one of those threes will represent your position?
I don't think there's enough evidence or there's no reason to or no way to reason that a God does exist.
Okay, you're not listening to me. Are you a teenager?
I You gave me some options and I gave
Are
you
you
my
are you a
personal answer.
teenager? Are you a
I
teenager?
was listening to
Are
you.
you a teenager?
No,
How old are you?
I keep my personal details private.
Okay, are you an adult?
Yeah,
Okay, can you please explain to me why you have a complete absence of focus and non-responsiveness to my question?
I directly answered your question.
No, you did not, or else I wouldn't be saying this. Let's try it for a third time, okay? You're trying to represent atheism, that atheism is not specifically and only the denial of God. Is that your position?
Well, it's a fact according to Merriam-Webster, but
No, it's not. Okay, you know what? You're a flaming moron, or if you're not a moron, you're just a pathological liar. It's not a fact. Now, what I
agreed.
asked you, you know what? You are a deceptive human being. And you know what pisses me off more than anything else is that when I'm asking good and even difficult questions, somebody responds to me with an out and out lie. Okay. Now, I said, is atheism the outright denial of God?
That's one of the meetings. Yes.
Okay. Is it the predominant usage of the word?
I'm not sure. Probably.
Okay, then if you attempt to foist that atheism uh, is explicitly not the denial of God, or you kind of just brush past it and say, I want it to be a lack of belief. A lack of belief is an ambiguity because everybody who denies the existence of God has a lack of belief in God. So when you tell me you lack belief in God, does that mean you deny the existence of God?
No, not necessarily.
All right, hold on. I got to switch my headset. No, no, no. It's not necessarily. I want to know what your position is. So don't give me this not necessarily crap.
Oh, I thought you were asking like in general. No.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, no.
Give me a second. I got to switch my headset. I get pissed when people start lying to me.
I'm just going off the Merriam-Webster dictionary. But we can go into whether or not
Are
lack
you? Do
of
you
belief
understand?
in
Do you
God
understand? Do you
means
understand
God
a
does
lack
not
of? Hey,
exist.
listen to me. Do you understand that a lack of belief only shows up in a minority of reference works?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe you should take some time some afternoon and look at all of the reference works that you can find, including philosophical dictionaries and encyclopedias. Okay. The fact that only a minority of them have a lack of belief, but when you define it as a lack of belief, that's ambiguous because it's representing it as kind of a non-theism. But within non-theism, you could outright deny God. You could say, "Oh, I'm undecided as to whether God does exist or does not exist," or you could be a verificationist that where God doesn't mean anything unless verified with your senses. So, which of those three categories would your lack of belief fall into?
The first one.
Okay, so you deny the existence of God.
I thought that was the first one. Maybe that was the second one.
The first one is you deny the existence of God. The second one is you're completely undecided. Okay? You do not affirm or deny the existence of God.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay, here we go. Then why have you selected to call yourself by a word which is nearly universally understood in the English speaking language to designate the denial of God? Why would you pick that rather than agnostic?
Because according to Merriam-Webster, it includes lack
Would
of
you would you
belief, and
please
I'm
would you please
operating under
stop? Would you
Merriam-Webster.
stop with this bull crap? I wasn't born yesterday, young man. I don't
I
mean to pull age. Listen to me. I don't mean to pull age here, but I'm old enough to be your father, if not grandfather. You're full of crap right now. You're attempting to pull the wool over my eyes. I'm not that stupid.
I'm not saying I am correct in doing so of referring to
No,
Merriam-Webster. I'm just letting you know
okay,
that's the definition
okay.
I'm
Miriam,
operating
what?
under.
Yeah, yeah. You're appealing to an ambiguity. Okay, why have you picked the word atheist when you already know? Do you know when you decided to call yourself an atheist? Were you aware of the fact that it was ubiquitous? That the overwhelming majority of people in the English language designate atheism to mean the denial of God? Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay, then you're ignorant. Where did you
Well,
grow up? Did you grow up in the United States?
yeah.
Good. Then you are a very ignorant person. Were you isolated? Were you cloistered growing up?
Do you think
Okay.
it's possible for anybody to know how the overall population takes a word to mean?
No, you know damn well that the majority of the Western speaking English, when you start talking about soda, it's referring to carbonated flavored liquids, dum dum. Now, here's the problem. You call yourself an atheist. You know damn well it designates the denial of God. That's why you picked it. But you want to represent it as being that you're undecided. So are you actually undecided as to the existence and non existence of God?
Yeah, I think like the full term
Is that a
Radford,
yes?
yeah,
Is that a yes?
agnostic atheist or
No, no,
atheist.
please not go there because I'm going to vomit. That's a stupid compound phrase. I didn't ask you that, okay? Because when you add agnostic to atheism, then atheism in the compound phrase agnostic atheism, atheism refers to the denial of God.
Okay, I can go by agnostic if you
Oh,
would
I
like.
don't know. Wait a minute. I don't know. I lack belief in God. Is that what that compound phrase means?
No.
Oh, but now you're using the word atheism or agnostic atheism or agnostic atheist. You're using that to mean the denial of God. I don't know that there's no God. So did you just use the word atheism there in that compound phrase to mean no God? Of course you did. I don't know. There's no God, right?
Yeah, right.
So you're disingenuous.
No.
Oh, so you're not an agnostic atheist?
How
Are you an agnostic
how does that
atheist?
make me disingenuous?
Are you an agnostic atheist?
It depends what we mean by
Okay,
that.
listen to me. BS me one more time, and I'm going to kick you. Okay? I get pissed when people are deceptive with me. This is what I deal with every single day on the internet. Lying atheists like you, and you think you're going to fool me.
I'll just
I've
tell you
dealt.
what I believe.
I've done. Okay, listen to me carefully. Are you neutral as to the existence and non-existence of God?
Yeah.
Okay, that is not true. That is a deception, and I'll prove it to you right here, right now.
Okay.
Do you believe that it is necessary to reference God as the necessary precondition of all facts?
No.
Good, then you're not neutral.
Just
You
because
believe,
just because it's not
listen,
necessary.
listen to me, smarty pants. You believe that it is not necessary to reference God. Reference God as what? As the necessary precondition of all facts. You do not believe that God needs to be referenced as the absolute starting point of all facts, right?
Yeah, just because he doesn't have to be doesn't mean
Then,
he isn't.
then you're not neutral. You
No.
believe that facts. Listen carefully. You believe that facts can be invoked as actual and intelligible without the necessity of God. That is what you believe,
Yeah,
right?
it's possible. It's also possible with
Okay,
God.
listen to me. No, no, sir, you're not understanding. Okay. Again, you're just deceiving yourself. Okay. Do you believe that it's necessary to reference God?
No.
Good. Then from that, it follows God cannot exist.
Can you explain?
Yes. In a God world, all temporal facts would necessitate referencing God. So if there is one fact or more that do not necessitate referencing God, then God cannot coexist with such a fact. Is there one fact that you are aware of that you can invoke as actual and intelligible, that the fact in question does not necessitate referencing God? Is there such a fact?
Yeah.
Okay, now, by affirming that that fact does not necessitate referencing God, then God cannot exist in that world.
I disagree that.
You're not understanding. God can only exist in a world where all temporal facts reference him. In a God world, God as creator, God institutes and sustains all temporal facts by definition, conceptually speaking. Now, can God coexist with a fact that necessitates referencing as the precondition?
Can you restate that question?
Can God coexist with a fact where the fact in question necessitates referencing God as the precondition?
Yeah.
Right. Can God coexist with a fact that does not necessitate referencing him?
Yeah, I would think so, but you obviously disagree.
No, 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 no. Okay, yeah, you're dumb. You're really dumb. I don't believe you're in your 20s. God cannot exist with any fact that doesn't necessitate referencing him because God is specifically defined as the precondition of all temporal facts. So if there's one fact that in fact does not necessitate referencing God, then God cannot coexist with that.
Okay.
It's
I
an implicit
guess
statement, sir.
I guess
Yeah,
the
yeah. So the point is simply this:
wait, wait.
God
So
cannot. Can God coexist with facts that don't ultimately derive from Him?
no.
Good. Do you believe that any such fact exists that does not necessitate referencing God?
The facts could or could not
No. Do
reference
okay.
God.
Are there any facts that exist without the necessity of referencing God? You've already told me you believe such.
E- yeah, okay, so I guess I
Okay,
am
good.
denying God.
Then it follows from that that God cannot exist.
Okay, yeah.
Good. So you are indirectly denying God by your affirmation that there are facts that don't necessitate referencing him. At the same time, you're claiming to us that you're neutral toward God when I have just shown you you're not neutral toward God.
Okay. I understand
You
now.
you want to know
And
something?
now
We
I'll take the
should listen to
position
me.
that I'm denying God.
Listen to me. Oh, well, you see, you just wasted 20 minutes of my time.
Well, you explained it to me.
No, yeah, but you wasted my time. You see, so 20 minutes ago, you're saying, no, I'm not denying God. I'm neutral. How did you go from saying you're not denying God and now you say you are denying God? How'd that
You
happen?
you convinced me, Darth.
Oh, I convinced you. No, I didn't convince you. I just exposed your verbal subterfuge that you were neutral toward God. I ripped away the mask, okay? You're like somebody who says you're somebody else. You try to pretend like you're somebody else and you show the police officer your license. He says, "No, you're so and so." And you go, "Oh, yeah, that's right. That's who I am." You see, I wasn't born yesterday. Now, now that we've
Wait.
exposed what your real position is that you've known all along and we've exposed your little masquerade, how is it that there is no God?
Because the facts that I know don't necessitate God, so
How did
therefore,
you okay, now here's the problem. You have the cart before the horse. Have you ever heard that expression?
yeah.
Okay, now could you determine that facts don't stand in causal relations with God unless you first determined God did not exist?
Yes, by using circular logic.
No, okay. Oh, here we go again. No. Circular logic, unless you're appealing to that which is the ultimate authority, is fallacious. Unless you're referring to your ultimate authority, okay, then circular reasoning is fallacious.
I am appealing to my ultimate authority.
No, no, you're not understanding. You didn't
It's
appear. Circular reasoning would be God does not exist because God does not exist. There was no appeal to any authority, sir.
my authority is the eternal molecules before the Big
No,
Bang.
no. Okay, why are okay? Okay, listen to me. Why are you lying again?
They always do this, Darth. They'll say
You
like when
are
you
you are
corner them, they say the
you're not just
universe.
you're not. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're not just lying. You're pathologically lying. Okay. Now, how do you rationally justify that anything you reference is eternal? How did you determine that?
Scientific method.
What's that?
It's a thing that I observe.
You know what? Listen to me. Even though I sound irritated with you, I've been vastly patient with you in spite of how it sounds. You lie to me again, I'm going to ban you from the server. Okay?
Okay.
Do you agree that the most fundamental social contract that human beings have is that we will be truthful to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, don't lie to me about what you're really thinking. Don't lie to me, okay?
Okay.
Now you telling me something that I categorically disagree with won't constitute a lie. But I'm telling you right now, don't lie to me. Okay?
Okay.
Don't give me a BS answer like, "Oh, the scientific method." That's an attempt to be uh,
Prevaricative
uh,
and bloviative.
yeah. It's a form of prevarication while pretending to be substantive. It's not. It's a non-informative response. How did you determine that any particular that you are acquainted with has always existed? How did you determine that? And don't give me some vague generalization. How did you determine that any particular that exists that you're aware of that it's eternal? How'd you determine that?
Well, I trust the scientific community that the Big Bang is real. So then I
Okay,
used
stop,
reason
stop,
beyond
stop.
that point.
Hold on a second. You told me you're not a teenager? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a college student?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the name of the dean?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to sit down. I want you to write a letter and ask for a refund. You're wasting your money. Okay. Either you're lying through my teeth or you're as dumb as a bag of rocks. Okay. You're wasting your money.
I was getting to the
Okay.
answer, but
No, no, no. The Big Bang.
You did the
Okay.
same exact damn thing, dude.
You're just BSing, dude.
you, I don't think you.
How did you determine that anything is eternal? Appealing to the beginning of the universe doesn't get you that there's that anything that particular that you're acquainted with is eternal.
I agree. You didn't let me finish
Good.
talking.
Well, then stop beating around the bush.
Okay. So it first starts with me trusting the scientific community that the Big Bang is real. And then I use reason to say nothing or something cannot come from nothing. So therefore, the
Okay.
molecules in the Big Bang have to be eternal.
No, no, that's a non sequitur. Wow, you are one freaking stupid college student. You are either you or your parents are just wasting your money. That is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I would expect that to come out of a 14-year-old.
I'm an atheist, and I think that was pretty bad. Yeah.
That was colossally stupid what you said, and you don't even believe it. It doesn't follow that there's a Big Bang that therefore whatever the substrate is or lower layer levels of what the Big Bang started from is eternal. That's a non sequitur. Do you understand that? The fact that temporal things begin to exist, it doesn't follow that because they began to exist that they're eternal. Because if they begin to exist, then they're not eternal, are they?
I
So
don't.
how did you determine? Okay, I want to ask you a question. What is it that is most fundamental in reality?
What do you mean by fundamental?
You don't know what the word fundamental means? Bottom, basic, foundational, ultimate. What is it that is the most fundamental thing that is the basis of possibility and impossibility? What would that be?
Existence itself.
No, that okay. All right.
Here's what they
I
do.
can't.
Here's what they always
I
do.
can't. Okay, I just kicked him from the room. I didn't kick him. I can't take. I can't take anymore. Okay, this is brain dead T jump reasoning. Okay, he's a graduate of the T jump school of philosophy. I mean, that is as dumb as a bag of rocks.
We talk about this
Okay,
every day of every week. This is what they do.
I mean, it just look, I wasn't born yesterday. It's obvious he's attempting to deceive. He doesn't believe this crap. Saying the word existence is not informative. What is it that is most fundamental, the source of all possibility? Existence.
Even love would have been a better answer than that.
Oh my gosh. This is what we have to deal with. Okay. And by the way, does anyone in the room think that this guy believed what he was saying? Does anybody believe that? Existence.
It was an ignorant person trying to make assertions, is what he did.
When I ask him, what is it that's fundamental to say existence? All you're just simply saying is, well, everything is eternal, down at its most particular level. Okay, how'd you determine that? Through the scientific method.
Oh, and better yet, the scientific method that he was taught or that he trusts from another
Oh,
person.
what's the scientific method that showed you that what is at the lowest particular level that it's eternal? The Big Bang. Yeah, the Big Bang. This guy starts off by saying, "Well, atheism is not the denial of God; it's a lack of belief." And then I go through a dozen or so definitions. Only a minority of those reference works have a lack of belief, but a lack of belief is an ambiguity. And then after 20, 25 minutes of pulling teeth with this guy, he finally admits what he really believes, that there's no God. But he first was telling us, well, I'm not, atheism is not the denial of God. It's just a lack of belief. But then he admits 20 minutes later, yeah, I'm denying God. Does anybody see a pattern here?
Obfuscation is the pattern, in my opinion. He will make stuff up on the fly.
I wouldn't get so irate with these people if they weren't just such pathological liars. Okay, look, maybe it's not his fault. Maybe his grandmother is Nancy Pelosi. You know, it wouldn't be his fault then.